It's 20-something.
Oh, man.
That sounds accurate.
Just like me. Woo! Hooray. All right, so...
Just like all of us.
I know.
Everyone here.
Except for Mitch. Mitch is secretly 13.
What? Yeah, clearly.
Moving on.
So, we're off to a weird start.
Listen, it's been a weird day. All right, so yeah, I guess we'll just do our introductions from our life. We do have a very, very special guest here today, but we will get to him, and we are missing one of our favorite, your favorite host that never really says anything because this was kind of last minute. And I do apologize, Brandon, because I know you're listening to this, but
I love you.
Motherfucker, you live forever away, and I am on a very, very tight schedule that I'm already late for. So, on my left, we have
Ian,
Andrew,
Jeremy,
and I'm Mitch, the 13-year-old man.
And as always, I am
Happens
Jake.
quicker to some than others. So.
he lost his hair very early.
Yeah.
That's all right, though.
Well, I didn't lose it, it just moved.
Yeah, that's fair.
Not here
anymore. No. So, yeah, you may have noticed
it's still
that
here, it's just a lot lighter. I've been using a new shampoo.
Named Jeremy on our show tonight.
It's called Don't Use Jeremy.
The same Jeremy, in fact, who gifted unto us these very, very beautiful metallic
me.
devices.
That was someone else.
That wasn't you?
I don't know who did this. But thanks, guys.
I mean, they haven't exploded yet, but I would assume they're not bombs.
If he didn't give these to us,
thanks, NSA.
We don't need him on the show.
For letting us record ourselves for you.
It's like that fucking episode where we had Mitch's friend on talking about the Shadow Police.
Oh, yeah.
Listen to everything we post.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, you laughed.
Everything.
Every single thing. So, yeah, we've had a certainly fun-filled game
Wait.
What's up?
Did you say you had a weird day today?
I had a really weird day today.
Well, elaborate. You can't just be like, oh, man, I had such a weird day, but I'm never going to talk about it.
Professional at burying the lead.
Hooray!
So, last night was New Year's, obviously.
It was.
And my intention was to just say fuck it and stay up till like 3 in the goddamn morning with you guys at board games.
Right.
And then
you failed miserably.
So fucking miserably. I got up to go to the gas station with Sonya, and it was 11, and we got our coats together, and I went to the door, and I was just suddenly so fucking tired.
When was this? Like, this was
it was like 11.
Yeah, this was like 11 p.m.
Yeah.
And I turned to Sonya, and I was like, Sonya, I don't know if I can make it. And she's like, really? And I was like, yeah, I'm just so tired. And she's like, fucking, alright, then I guess we can go to bed. I was like, okay.
I'm overcome with the sleepies.
So I took my jacket off.
The mad sleepies.
I bid you all adieu. And we went to bed.
I was there.
And then I didn't get to fall asleep until like
I remember. I was there too.
30. So I ended up getting like 5.5 hours of sleep for work, which isn't bad. I've gone into work on less.
If it helps, though, there was this great moment where we were playing just board games and stuff all night, and then I think it was Ian who was just like, guys, it's 12:02, and all of us were...
That was me.
That was you. It was 5 minutes ago the ball dropped.
Hey, Happy New Year!
I was thinking as I went to sleep last night, that has to be the least I have ever cared about New Year's in my life.
Kind of, yeah.
And it's probably the first time in my life I did not actually watch the ball drop.
Did not watch any of the ceremonies.
Yeah.
I mean,
I've only ever watched it once, and even then it kind of screwed up when we did.
I mean, I've never really cared, but it feels like
a
thing to do.
Yeah, because if you're at a party, there's a TV there, and you got it on.
3 minutes to go, turn it on, watch Seacrest for a couple minutes, and then,
nobody pays attention to it until like the last 30 seconds, maybe.
And this time you're like, you're a dragon!
A quick story. A couple years ago, me and Alan went to Chris's in Arkansas for New Year's. We were all having fun, and we're like, oh, we gotta turn on the TV, and I'd always heard about it, but I've never done it. So we're literally counting down, like, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, and then the channel switched. Like, the actual channel itself was still the right number, but then it just switched to, like, some soap opera, and it was like, Jenny's in a coma! Happy New Year! And all of us are just kind of sitting there going... Damn it, we missed it!
3, 2, and now back to Days of Our Lives.
Well, then it finally like corrected itself like a minute later, and it's like Seacrest and 2 others in like an empty New York with confetti on the ground.
Because everyone's already fucking
and
gone.
all of them were just that was great, guys. Happy New Year. I'm really glad I wasn't those poor saps who saw a soap opera.
When Oprah gave out her bank account number live. That was so good.
I know we all relished that day.
For a while,
those
me
idiots.
and Chris would get these calls being like, Happy New Year, and we'd be like, yeah, I bet it is.
Since we didn't watch it, I guess
we
our year is ruined.
If you don't watch it, does the New Year actually happen?
I think we went back a year.
Yes, it does.
We're all still in 2013 right now.
We never saw it happen. How do we know it exists?
Well, I mean, in other countries, for a while, I can't remember which country, but it was a
Name a
Pacific
country.
island. Sure,
Zimbabwe.
it's that one. But no, their New Year didn't start on January 1st. It was like March 27th.
That's weird.
Isn't that the Chinese New Year where it's like February or something?
No, it's not the Chinese. It was. I can't think of it, but I watched the thing.
Turkish.
Foreign
really,
country.
really hard to program a clock or trying to do some changes for time zones. And yeah, they didn't do the year difference until recently, so up until like 2005 or something.
Wow, so
it's
recent.
Like, yeah, exactly.
Wow, okay.
Like 2000, or if we were 2013 on March 26th, it would be 2014 on March 27th. I don't know why they would do that. But
They just want to be different. Like,
one country.
They do that so they're like, then people will talk about us and be like, what is that one country that
But they'll never remember our name.
And please, in the comments, tell me how I'm wrong.
No,
because
Jeremy,
I'm for sure.
Jeremy, for someone to say something in the comments, they would have to first comment.
Well,
We don't have commenters.
If we got this onto like a YouTube page, I feel like our chances would be better.
Mitchell,
So I'm
no,
encouraging this
that's
already.
my fault. I keep forgetting to give Mitch the login information.
Jeez, idiot.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that I'm super
Behind the scenes of work in progress.
fucking.
So,
That's all right.
how else was your day weird?
No, my actual today
Yeah,
day.
how was
Yeah,
your day?
I
We
forgot
only really
that's
got
what
to
I-
your night.
Turned into
so
a
yeah,
cat.
I did. I woke up and I was suddenly in a cat suit.
Well,
So I know, full body too, like ears and everything.
Ooh.
So I woke up at like.
Oh, I know. I put you in it.
I woke up at like 6 in the goddamn morning because I have to wake up 6 in the goddamn morning, and I went to work. And for the past like week and a half, we've been getting up on what they call ramp, and it's basically
Ramp?
It's like
it's called ramp.
Incline?
It's whenever we. First of the year is usually when a lot of people start, their resolutions. They get on
Yeah.
Weight Watchers, they do all this stuff. So it's ramping up our clientele,
Yeah.
like our memberships. And so they were like, all right, everyone needs to fucking be here on New Year's Day because we are going to get slammed. And so I wake up this morning, I'm like, I don't really want to do this. And then I get like halfway through a Dr. Pepper, and I'm like, I'm fucking ready. Let's fucking do this. I feel the burn. Exactly. I get to work and I sit down and I got my fucking headset on and I'm waiting. It's like 6:59. I'm waiting for that 7 o'clock because that's when I get to click the button.
Watching the seconds hands like...
I was like staring at the computer clock, like, come the fuck on, let's do this. And I'm looking at, like, we have on the screen, we have, like, people, how many calls are in the whole queue, and then how many people are available to take calls and all that. And I'm watching that, no one's in the whole queue yet, so I'm like, well, maybe they're just waiting till 7.
Right.
And it hits 7, and I take a breath, and I click the button. Nothing happens. And I'm like, all right, that's a little anticlimactic, but...
Maybe 7:01.
Any second now. And I just keep sitting there. Waiting. 7:01 comes by, nothing happens. 7:02 comes by, and I turn around and I look at because we talk to people or each other all the time, and I'm like, hey
You're
Joe.
noticing that nothing's
Yeah.
happening?
And I was like, Joe, are you on a call? He's like, no. And I looked at her name is Katrina, but we call her Hurricane. And I was like, Hurricane, are you on a call? And she's like, nope. So I stand up, because I'm like 3 seats down from our TL, our team lead. I stand up, I'm like, hey, Stephanie. And she's like, yeah, I think our Avaya's broken, which is the program we use.
Nice.
And she sounds like, are you autoed in? And I was like, yeah, we all are. She's like, I guess we're not getting calls then. I sit waiting for my first call of the day for 35 minutes.
Oh my god.
I am the second person in the building to take a call.
Holy crap.
After that call, I'm like, awesome. We got first call out of the way. It's going to be like 8 o'clock, and they're going to start calling because people are like, they're waking up a
Broke
little bit
the
later.
seal.
Because it's
Broke the
fucking
seal.
New Year's.
Walls are coming down.
Yes.
We're all like talking to each other, like, all right.
7:35.
Because we're all like super pumped. We're like, we're ready for this.
Yeah.
So we're all just sitting there, we're like,
delicate
talking, we're
calls.
keeping each other up, amped, like any second now. Any second, we're just going to slam. We're going to fucking knock it out of the park. We're going to kill this shit. 8 o'clock rolls around. Literally, like, you can hear the clock, like... And it is at this point that I realize I have been lied to. I answer 2 more calls in the next hour and 15 minutes it takes to get to my first break. I come back from my first break, and I have a piece of paper on my desk, and it's just a loose leaf piece of paper, and at the top it says VTO, which means volunteer time off, and it has 6 spots on it. And there's 3 spots filled in, and I guess it's like my turn to sign it if I want to take volunteer time off.
Otherwise, you pass it on.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
And the reason is because, and I look at the board, because usually we have, our standard 20-person team in the morning, and then at 9 o'clock we get 15 more people, and then at 12:30 we get the evening shift.
Ramp
Yeah.
up. Okay.
And then, so I look at the board to see how many people are available to take calls. 42 people are available to
my
take calls,
God.
and
Damn.
not a single one is on a call.
What the miscalculation?
We had very similar days. I work in pizza delivery.
Yeah.
And, New Year's Day is not our crazy day. New Year's Day, I was off.
I figured if they're
New
not
Year's
calling to
Eve,
lose weight,
New
they should
Year's
be calling
Eve.
to get it.
New Year's
Exactly,
Eve
right.
is our crazy day, and we have been
eat their
we've been
salads.
told for the last couple of weeks. What do you?
Nothing.
Stop
touching
Stop poking my
We
computer.
let you on this podcast as a
What?
courtesy.
Messing up everything.
What?
You could break everything.
Don't worry. I didn't do anything.
What?
You're breaking the ecosystem.
God.
Okay.
So
The ecosystem?
Yes.
New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve is kind of our big thing. There's basically two pizza holidays. It's New Year's Eve and Super Bowl Sunday,
Right.
and
Okay.
because that's when people get pizza a lot, I guess.
And snow days.
So, yeah, well, on any day the weather is shitty
Yeah.
because fuck me.
People are evil.
So, my boss literally has on the schedule sheet. She has everyone scheduled to work New Year's Eve. All the inside people, all of the phone help, all of the managers, all the drivers, everyone. And even has a little note next to the sign-up sheets that says, "Everyone works New Year's Eve. Do not even try to call in." It's like, all right, we're playing serious ball now.
Now, are
But
you guys open like literally to midnight?
we were open
Okay.
all the way up. Not that anyone orders pizza at 11:30 on New Year's Eve.
I did 2 years ago.
All right, well,
Because
whatever.
I'm an asshole.
But it's a lot like the big thing. I don't know if it'll still be this way under my current manager, but my manager the first 2 years I was at Pizza Hut for Super Bowl Sunday. My manager's policy was basically, it's the Super Bowl. If you don't come in, you're fired.
Right.
So
You don't come in, you ain't coming in no more.
if you don't come in, don't come back.
Them is the bricks.
So yeah, we're basically told we're prepping the shit out of everything the night before, making sure we have tons of dough, tons of everything we need.
Tons of dough.
And I come in at 3 o'clock New
mix
Year's
that up.
Eve, supposed to work 3 to 10. And in the first 2.5 hours I'm there, I take 2 tickets, which is not great.
First, how long?
2 deliveries.
2.5
in
hours.
2.5
From
hours.
3 to 5:30, I took 2 deliveries.
But not the evening time.
Yeah,
it's not-
and that's not like I went on 2 runs that consisted of 2 or 3 deliveries. No, I took 2 tickets.
Yeah,
There
those
was
are
2
actual
runs, each
deliveries.
consisting of 1 delivery. I was there with 4 or 5 other drivers during most of that span. So,
playing peanut.
so for one thing, we're not getting a ton of orders. So most of us are
Bloody
just sitting
knuckles,
around
just-
with our thumbs up our ass.
This is peanut.
We
We'll
get
get back to that.
Hold on.
we-
What's a plebe?
Don't be that way.
we have everything prepped, like all of the dough and stuff we need to make up that day. We have everything prepped by 4:30 or so. So at that point, it's box folding time. That's the busy work the drivers do when there's nothing left to do.
Okay, sure.
By 7 o'clock, we have basically filled up all of the space we have for boxes.
We cannot move.
Now,
There is only boxes.
at 5, we were putting boxes where there aren't normally boxes.
Building forts with it and shit.
Rename
I,
it
uh,
Box Hut.
Fold kick ass.
Normally, if I go straight into the back off a delivery and start folding up boxes, I will maybe have 20 to 30 done by the time my next delivery rolls around.
Sure.
There was one point I came back from a delivery, probably stood around eating pizza for about 5 minutes.
Nice.
Then went to the back, folded 100 boxes,
Wow.
came back up front and looked, and I'm still third in line to get the next delivery.
Oh my god.
It was not good. And that's not to say we didn't get a decent amount of orders. We were not fucking crazy by any means.
Yeah.
But we got a decent amount of orders. But the problem was every driver is working.
Yeah.
So if we're not absolutely batshit
Then
crazy,
you might
there's
as
still
well
a
be
lot of
slow.
downtime.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, that's the thing, is we've got orders. We would be busy if we had fewer people in store.
Yeah.
But we are so well prepared and so well stocked up and so full of employees that
Wow.
it's a lazy Sunday is what it amounts to. So
That's
in the
bizarre.
4.5 hours I ended up being there because they sent me home at 7:30 instead of 10 when I was supposed to get off.
That's pretty cool.
Which
yeah.
is great. I got to hang out with Jeremy a little more and hang out with all of you guys.
But still, coming off,
Yeah,
that early on New
fucking-
Year's Eve.
I got 7 tickets in the 4.5 hours I
Wow.
was there. I made $29.
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah, high five.
hey, big
Nice.
spender.
Is that like a big number for 7 tickets? I don't have a
Doesn't
frame of
sound like a
reference.
big.
It's not really a. I mean,
Is it moderate?
What does that amount to? A little over?
How much did you outplay the sad?
It's like $3-ish.
What is an average night? How many tickets? Like, out of curiosity.
Well, it depends on my shift, obviously, but normally I work 5 to 9 or 5 to 10.
Okay.
I probably hit 12 or 13 tickets and make $40 to $50.
Okay.
So for and this was again 4 hours, and with the rush included in there, so it's roughly the same kind of thing. I didn't get near the kind of tickets I would have gotten. I didn't make near the kind of money I should have. If I hadn't made really, really good money the night before, it would have kind of been a lost weekend. But the night before was not New Year's Eve, so we weren't busy or overloaded with drivers. But because there weren't as many drivers there, it was just like what was it, Monday? Yeah, it was Monday. Yeah. I think I took around 8 or 9 tickets, not a ton, but I made great tips on all of them. Yeah. Like, I don't think I went under 3 all night on any tip. Nice. Normally I would at least get stiffed once or twice, maybe get $1 or $2 at some deliveries.
Button.
But I never had a tip under $3.
A stick of gum.
An apple was paid in gum.
Oh man, and to segue, I do have one kind of stupid story from Monday night. So I walk in, and we've got this order that my boss tells me is a freebie, which sucks. You never want to take a free order because most people don't dig out cash to pay for free orders. Sure. Most of the time, you take a freebie order to the door, you open up the bag, hand them the pizza, and they're like, "Hey, thanks!" Close the door.
Yeah.
And you're like,
why do people get freebie orders? Like they fucked
if we fucked up, or because the system sucks, if they fucked up and blamed it on us. Which is what happened in this case. Which is exactly what happened in this case. So I walk in and this is a freebie, and I'm like, okay, so what's wrong? He's like, well, the guy gave us the wrong address the first time, and I'm like, so we're giving him a free pizza?
Yeah.
Congratulations!
Easiest scam in the world.
You have no idea, dude. It is so easy to game pizza companies. And so help me if any of you call my store and try this shit now that I'm saying it.
Can I call not your store and try it?
Go for it.
Yes.
But it's so fucking easy.
We will burn in pizza.
A week later,
so
fired.
Because the customer is always right. So if you order pizza and breadsticks, we bring a pizza and breadsticks to your door and give it to you, and you pay for it. Yada yada.
Yeah.
We go back to the store. The first thing that you do after the driver leaves is call up the store and be like, I didn't get my breadsticks.
Right.
We can't prove them otherwise.
Until the driver gets back, and they're not going to wait.
I mean, there's really no proof that we made breadsticks. It's not like we keep a tally like as we make things. Like,
yes.
these are the breadsticks we made.
No, we have electronically signed breadsticks.
Like they print the names.
Yeah. They sprinkle some of that fucking cheese salt on there.
Yeah. Our machine has printed out the breadsticks of value 37296, and you got these ones.
Notice if we use infrared lights on these breadsticks, we can see who they belong to.
They're not watermarks.
Is your name right there? It says Frank.
That is so much. Yeah, there wouldn't even.
So people can pull bullshit.
Yeah, well, because then I can come back to the store and I'll see like an order on the screen that's because they talk to CSC, they don't talk to us, the call center. So there's like an order on screen that's going back to the same place, and I'm like, what's wrong? Yeah. And they're like, well, apparently they didn't get their breadsticks, and I'm like, I know they have the breadsticks. We're like, we know, we made the breadsticks. We sent them out with you. I'm sure they got them, but
the manager's not going to call and be like, we gave you your fucking breadsticks.
Because that's not how the system works. Yeah. So the next thing you know, one of our drivers is running back out to that place with free breadsticks.
And that's it.
And that's all there is to it.
Well, I guess, you can't be like, we got you breadsticks. Now we're going to send our bigger football player
the imposing guy
to give you breadsticks.
I'm going to watch you eat those breadsticks.
Every last bite.
Make that phone call.
But anyway, so we're sending a freebie to this guy because he gave us the wrong address the first time.
That's the stupidest reason.
The stupidest reason.
I mean, I hate to say, but you can at least kind of get it with the breadsticks. Be like, yeah, I sent you to the wrong place. Free.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Is, I guess our order never got to him because we went to the wrong address and maybe tried to call him and he didn't answer, and just like that, take the order back to the store or whatever. But
he got a free pizza for his friend.
He did. He gets free pizza out of it. So I take this delivery out there, and I know the apartment complex he's living in. It's these apartment complex off this road or whatever. So I pull up to those apartments, the number on the ticket, and he's in apartment F. And I pull up to that building and I look out the door, apartment A, B, C, D, E. There's no F in this building.
Seriously?
Wow.
So I pull up, and I pull around to the back of the building. I'm like, are there apartments in the back here that I didn't know about? No. So I call him. I'm like, hey, dude, are you sure your address is this apartment F? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, well, I'm outside the building right now, and there's no apartment F at this building. Well, that's my address.
Well,
Like, pardon? So he's like, well, okay, hang on, what's your car look like? So I'm like, okay, I'm going to drive around the block for a second and see if I can see him. Because at this point, when someone's like, what's your car look like? They're like stepping out on the porch or stepping outside or whatever. So, I pull around to this parking lot to the building next to this one, and I see a guy walking out on his cell phone. And I pull around to the front of that building, and I see an apartment F. And I'm like, okay, so your address is this 10 apartment F, not 20 or whatever it is.
Like the liar
It's
that
like,
you are.
I don't know, man. I did my GPS, and it said the number was this one. I'm like, okay, well, the number on front of your building
the fucking
says
sign?
10. I don't care what the satellite in space tells you your address is. I'm not saying
Where you live.
I don't know, man. Space says my address.
And I believe it.
I'm obviously not saying any of this to him. The polite thing that I say
But
is,
the voice is inside.
well, just so you know, the number out front says 3610, so that's probably your address. Yeah. And he's like, well, I just moved in. And I'm like, okay, whatever. So,
I'm tired of talking.
but yeah,
take your
this,
fucking pizza.
the satellite does not tell you what your address is. The number on the front of the building tells you what your address is.
Number on the building.
And I'm like, okay, I get if you just moved in. You don't always know what your address is.
Sure.
For God's sakes, figure it out before you order pizza. It's your job to figure out your address. It is not in my job description to figure out where you live.
No, you see, I see all of this. This lazy fucking dude sitting on
And he
his...
didn't tip.
Oh my god.
Because of course he didn't. It was a freebie, but he didn't tip.
He's sitting on his recline. He's like, man, I really want pizza. He pulls up his laptop, like, entering and shit.
Where do I live?
I don't know my address. I could go outside.
Yeah, like, how fucking
But I have
hard is
this
that?
GPS.
No. Going outside requires he put pants on.
Exactly.
And that
What's
is a
your no
hassle.
pants radius?
Exactly. Mine, personally,
The numbers are
is,
beyond the
if
pants.
it's more than 50 feet, I'm not going if I have no pants on.
That's fair.
I will straight up figure something else out.
Well, see,
And you would be that guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, hold on. Hey, Bob. Yeah? Where do we live?
I don't know.
In the other room.
Check
Fucking-
space.
that's probably the worst part. It's like, I get it's an apartment complex,
NASA.
and sometimes the building numbers are a little vague for apartments.
sure,
Sometimes you have to like walk around a bit, figure out where they are. Trust
Yeah.
me, I know. You know, finding apartment numbers is hard
When
sometimes.
you always said the apartments that are built by fucking madmen sometimes.
No kidding, man.
Yeah.
Don't even get me started.
You know a lot better than us.
So, but yeah, like in our apartment building,
It's actually
they're-
pretty nice.
Yeah, they're down at like the end of the building though.
Yeah,
Like, you can't just walk out our front door and be like, okay, so we're
it's right here.
that address.
Yeah.
You can see our apartment number, but not our building number.
But at the very least,
This
all
guy-
of the, like the A's are on the same side, B's are on the same side, C's are on the same side.
Yeah.
This guy's building number is literally next to his doorway. Because the apartments, I obviously can't, like, I'm using
Show
hand
on
motions here,
audio.
but, it's like a line of apartments out front. It's like A, B, C, D, E, F.
Yeah.
And the building number is next to the F door. All he had to do was walk out his front door and be like, yep, okay, it's 10, and then walk back inside. 10, F is on the door. Look at that, I figured out my address. Like, boom.
But instead, for being a dumb shit, he got a free pizza.
He got a free pizza for giving us the wrong address twice.
Oh my god.
And didn't tip me.
No, that's not.
Okay, I got one. Oh, sorry.
I was like, can I solve the
riddle
free
of
pizza?
How can I guarantee
I got
this
it.
works
Yeah,
every
no, because
time?
like what you could do is like along with signing what they have, you could have
He comes
like a
out with,
printed
like,
out
a
thing
fake
like
mustache
you got
and,
what
like,
you
it's a different
ordered,
guy.
and you have a carbon copy, right? So
You give him like this legal document.
It's like a contract.
no, it's like a little
this-
receipt thing, and they sign that too. And then
Terms-
Actually, if you pay by card, they have the receipt.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
but see, therein lies the challenge.
No, not that. Paying is different. Like you received the things you paid for, right?
Right.
That's different.
But if you sign the credit card receipt, that's saying I received everything on here. It's the same thing as an invoice.
Technically, that's not what it's saying.
You authorized
All you're
payment.
doing is authorizing payment when you
right.
sign the credit card receipt.
Okay.
Right.
So,
You'd have to have that second, but it wouldn't solve the like that's the wrong address thing. But
and the catch to that is, even if we like threw it onto the credit card
Yeah.
receipt, they have to sign the receipt before we give them the food. So,
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
they can't check that because obviously we're not going to hand them the food.
sign the
What-
receipt.
Where's my money?
You give them nothing.
but
See,
the
this
second
is the
part,
thing.
though.
Yeah, but then what's to stop them from just like slamming the door?
Yeah,
in my face
exactly.
instead of
Sure.
saying-
Yeah, and it's not like it's not, and it seems to do worse for the relations that you would build
Yeah.
than.
Listen, if people are going to be fucking assholes, then I'm willing to take the fucking hit.
But
on
you're
the
hurting your loyal customers.
I don't
in
even
this
give.
scenario.
No. If you're loyal, this is okay. This perfect example. Perfect example.
lay down.
When I worked at Hy-Vee, we had to do invoices, right?
Right.
For merchandise, people who came in and brought us their shit. We had a rule: the first 2 times it was the first 5 times you came in ever. Like the first 5 times you came in, we would go through and we would hand check every single thing you brought. If every single one of those times you had 100% of the shit you had, you could just come in, we would scan the whole ticket and be like, you're good.
Sure. So,
And if ever we found, like our inventory was off because of you, then we would reset it and you'd be like, all right, 5 more times, and then you can just come in, we'll scan the whole receipt, say it's all there.
Right.
So that gives loyalty again. And you don't, and like, fucking alienate your loyal customers.
Yeah. That might be more difficult to pull off in pizza.
Nope. Forget away. Don't care.
Now, see, you reminded me of this with the whole customers is right thing. I told you guys a couple of stories about Target. The worst, we got slammed the weekend before Christmas. That was god awful. Like,
that's your Super Bowl Sunday.
Yes, Christmas Eve was bad. Nowhere near as bad as that weekend before. And it was only added worse because we recently had all of this Target credit card fraud things. So our bosses fixed it.
Yeah, thanks
and
for that, by the way.
Did you get?
I got so many of that.
Well, what killed me was it got fixed, but the only problem is they're like, in order to show our appreciation to you customers, we're giving 10% off everything, and we all went, no.
Damn.
There's already going to be more than enough people in here. Why? And that's what they did. And for some reason, they always put me on, most of the time, toys, which is fine. I know where everything is. But it's the busiest place ever, and they're always like, just you there.
You'll be
And then they'll come up to me an hour later being like, so hey, your section's kind of trashed, and you have all this reshop. What's going on, buddy? And I have to be like, well, I'm the only person here in the worst spot ever. So
and there's 4 aisles, and there's 80 people in those aisles.
So I always have to help out the customers that don't know what they're doing, and so
a long list.
One of the worst ones I found was it was this woman who was angry with me, but was doing that really bad smile, like she's pleased with the help I'm giving her, but not at all.
Yeah,
so
which is almost worse.
Yes.
Her tone belies her intent.
So I'm running around left and right, and she's like, sir, after I'm already trying to rush off the 2 other sections to get shit done. She's like, do you have a minute? I'm like, what's up? I don't even, she sees how busy I am. She knows I don't have a minute. And I'm like, so what can I help you with? And she just goes, do you guys have Batman bobbleheads? And I just said, what? And it was I get asked stuff, and I know we change inventory every now and then, but I had been working in toys for already 4 or 5 hours today. I know where all the new stuff is. So I'm like,
every cat,
no,
every action figure,
exactly,
thing.
So I'm like, no, ma'am, we do not have those. And she goes, you sure? And I'm like, I have never seen them in this store before, ma'am. We do not have them in stock. And she's like, well, would you mind if I check for myself? I'm like, no, I have no problem.
Yes, I do.
If you were going to check for yourself, why bother asking me?
Well, see, here's the kicker. She just goes, would you mind if I look for myself? I'm like, no, please, by all means
get out.
And then she just, as soon as she asked me, she goes, if you did have them, where would they be? And I just kind of went,
up your ass.
I don't know, because they're not here.
And that's the only thought going through my head. So I'm like, I guess there,
the Batman bobblehead section.
I'll tell you
and she gives us this little okay, and they walk off, and then I hear 5 minutes later them walking away from toys, just going, and I was like, what?
I
told you.
I didn't lie. I have no reason to lie.
This whole thing,
my whole job is to get you to buy things. Why would I tell you we didn't have things?
Why would I
we
lie
did?
to you?
It is at that point that you say, ma'am, absolutely, I can help you. Real quick though, could you do me a favor? Could you spread your legs a little bit? All right, now bend over and make a fist out of your hand and just punch yourself in the vagina.
I probably wouldn't go over well.
Probably wouldn't go that far.
If I had to guess.
If the bobblehead isn't in there, I don't know how to help you.
I just reminded myself, I straight up almost called a woman a cunt on the phone today.
Whoa,
yeah.
dude.
Oh,
It was literally, I
Holy
said
God.
it was so bad, I said and I caught myself.
Well, what happened?
You would have been immediately
fired.
I would have been. There wouldn't have been even a second. It wouldn't have been like a week.
We heard that over there. They wouldn't say oh, what'd you say on the phone? It's you're fired.
They have an alarm that goes
The
off.
TL would have Stephanie would have stood right up and been like, you. So
What about me?
So because of the Target thing, a lot of people have been getting just new cards with expiration dates that are just a year or two in the future, not full new cards, same number, all that. So we've been getting a lot of the same call, which is, hey, whenever I try to log in, it gives me this page cannot be displayed with an error code of 1033 whatever. Basically, error code of 1033 means that it's a billing error. Something has gone awry with your credit card.
Right, yeah.
It's easy enough to fix. It's not a fucking problem. This lady calls in. I get her name, I get her shit, I pull up her account, and she's
immediately
fine.
angry?
No, that's the thing, though. She's one of those people who calls in all pleasant until you pull her account up, then she's angry. You're like, how can I help you today? And she's like, okay.
okay, here's the fucking business.
And so for like, I guess 4 days now, she's been getting it for 4 days because that's when she got her new fucking card. That's when they canceled her previous card and it started happening. For 4 days, she's been trying to fix it. She never once thought to give someone the error code, so she contacted us first by phone, and we couldn't do anything for her because we've been updating our systems a lot, and when we're updating our systems, we literally cannot access a member's account information. So we're just dicks in hand, I'm sorry.
Can't help you.
Yeah. So after that, so we advised her to contact the email team because the email team usually, they can error code, they can fix it.
Yeah.
She contacts them, doesn't tell them the error code, tells them the page cannot be displayed. So the email team's like, oh, this is just because of website maintenance. Tells her that, says, hey, clear your cookies and your cache, and then wait about an hour and it'll probably fix it because they do manual updates during website maintenance.
Sure.
And they push everything through like every 30 minutes.
I understand that.
Whatever, yeah. And she's like, okay, I'll do that. And she didn't realize doing that it would fuck up her her logins and shit.
Oh my god! It doesn't have to.
Yeah,
but she didn't unclick that box.
Exactly. So she did, and again, I get that. Not everyone's good at computers, and also cookies and caches it's not a standard thing. Yeah. I get it.
Especially not for
Still not a reason to get error. Yeah, but even if you do that, that's literally 2 minutes of being pissed, and then you're done. You're like, can't go back. Oh well, it's done. I'm calm now. Yeah. She gives me a call today, and then she goes off on me. She explains that whole fucking shtick to me. It takes about 5 minutes. Does not let me speak once. Right. I have at this point pulled up her account because she has sent 30 seconds in. She gave me the fucking error code.
Yeah,
and I was like 103 something. And I was like, it's fucking billing error. So I pull up her account. I have in order to fix it. We have
you're ready to answer her.
Literally for 4.5 minutes. I have the answer in front of me.
So you don't need to tell me more information. I already solved your problem.
And I keep trying to stop her, ma'am, ma'am. And she keeps going.
And to be fair, she probably got this runaround before. If she's called 4 times, you said?
She called once and spoke to email twice. So she may have gotten this runaround.
Yeah, where it's like, oh, well, we know what's going on.
Exactly. So yeah. So anyway, she goes for 5 minutes total, and then I finally get a word in, and I'm like, ma'am, actually, it's just a billing error. It's really easy to fix, and I can do it. If you let me log into your account, I can do it in literally 10 seconds. That's all it takes.
Right.
It is that fast. And I didn't say that part, but I was just clarification. So she's like, so I didn't have to do anything. I just needed to update my credit card. Why didn't it update automatically? And I was like, well... And I start to explain because when banks issue new credit cards, they don't tell us they've issued a new one. They just usually, if it's a recurring billing and they've seen previous billings, they'll just let it go through anyway because they're like, oh, it's fine.
Right.
Sorry, keep going.
So I get about 15 seconds into that explanation. She's like, it doesn't matter. You should have updated my credit card information for me, or at least notified me by email. Which I get that too. I think
that's
sure. Anyway, even though you can still get past the fucking page cannot be displayed page. I can't.
There should, and to be fair, your web designer should have done better to handle that error. If you knew the root cause of that and you could determine that pretty quickly, then you probably should have sent out an email. But I mean, that's not on you.
Yeah, exactly. And so at this point, I've gone into this isn't my fault. She just needs to vent mode. Right. So I'm filtering most of it out.
Right.
Then she starts to curse. Which is fine because I'm not a namby-pamby. I say fuck, shit, damn, cocksucker, all that.
As anyone who listens to the podcast knows.
Exactly.
Right.
And I can take it.
And you could have been like, ma'am, you're hostile.
No. Wait. She does... This is a 10-minute diatribe she goes on.
Oh.
This is a 2.5-minute call that has turned into a 20-minute call now. This is fucking up my handle time.
Are you making bank?
Which... Am I making bank off what?
This call lasted longer?
No. Okay. I am in fact losing bank.
The
longer this
the
call
more
goes
calls
on.
you make, the better you do, right?
Well, it's more about time.
Gotcha.
It's supposed to be around 6.5 minutes average.
So if you handle them quickly, it's like, okay, I did it quick. Gotcha. You guys are happy. Good.
Yeah, exactly. They just want you to handle stuff quick, make sure it's done right.
I should probably do the customers.
Yeah. I'm obviously starting to get irritated. So I've dropped my, customer service voice a little bit, and I'm speaking to her, I even tell her, I'm like, ma'am, consumer to, I break it the fuck down. I'm like, consumer to consumer, I'm totally behind you. I get this. We should have emailed you.
You try to do the human, I wasn't at the fucking board meeting.
Yeah, I feel for you.
I didn't get the memo either.
You might as well be yelling at a vending machine.
You have more reactions.
And
Where are my snack cakes?
I get yelling for 20
Suddenly, I
minutes.
just picture a guy yelling at a vending machine.
Exactly.
Is this a vine? This might pop
That's
a
a
place
vine.
in a vine.
So she goes, I get
Change my
literally
credit card information.
as much as I just told you, that's what I get out. Maybe 10, 15 seconds. And then she says, then, at this point, I've already told her, I get it.
Right.
You know, it wasn't me, but I'm here to fix it now. We're going to get it fixed. It's going to be fine. We're going to get you on your way and working with your,
Right.
you know, with the program. And then she turns it on me. And she says, no, this is your fault.
I'm
You
going to
did
hunt
this. You told me this, even though it wasn't me. It was like other people that
Yeah.
she had talked to. Although at this point, she views me as Weight Watchers.
As them, yeah.
Right.
And
You
she,
are Weight Watchers.
she calls me, I shit you not, she calls me a cocksucker
Whoa!
and tells me to fuck off.
Whoa!
And
Wow.
after that, still keeping my composure, I'm like, okay, so I understand you're frustrated. At most, what I can do, because she hasn't been able to access it for 4 days, I'm like, I can give you a week time credit, which is basically a free week. You can use Weight Watchers. You know, it's at most it's a courtesy, but it's really all I can do.
Right.
And
And at this point, I'm just trying to get you to shut up.
exactly, exactly.
Well, I mean, after that point, I think it's in your rights to have just called her hostile and then actually hung up.
That's what I'm about to do.
Oh,
Okay.
Because she says, I don't want your fucking time credit. This is verbatim. I don't want your fucking time credit. You can shove it up your ass.
wow.
And so we
I
have,
will, thank
What
you.
the hell do you want?
we call,
Why did you call?
we have a call flow specifically designed for hostile customers. I go through it. It's basically, ma'am, I'm happy to assist you, but, you know, I'm uncomfortable with the language you're using. So if you, again, I'm happy to assist you, but just keep this calm and move forward. You're being a little bit of a bitch.
You're being a little bit of a cunt.
Take a pill.
And she takes it as like an affront again, and she's like, "I'm being hostile. You're being hostile."
Like, great, good turnaround there. That was 5th grade logic.
Nailed it.
Yeah,
You
and
got me.
And I snapped, and this is literally what I said, "Ma'am, you're being a real. Can I put you on hold?" Just for 1 second.
Perfect. Nice
Oh,
save.
man.
Good save. Masterful. Good
You
save.
guys ever play Operation?
That was you, like, grazing the sides right there.
Like, you get the little...
Almost.
pulling out that
Almost.
butterfly.
The light didn't come up.
I can almost
That's
see your
right.
managers, like, tracking your call and, like, gasping for breath as you start that sentence. And then,
It's either gasping or like you get the complete opposite and be like, and just like, man, you're being a. Can you hang on? And then just. You almost did it! You almost had him!
you think they had a pool going in the back? It's like, this bitch is gonna break him. He's
no,
gonna break
it's
him.
like
the longer
He's
it
fucked.
It's like this many days without... And his hand's going up, like... ready to push him up. He's going to erase the bullet.
He's got the eraser in his hand.
Here it comes.
Here it comes. Oh, bless it.
Saved it.
Good
Oh my
save.
god, so what did you
happened
cut her
now?
off? You just
No, I asked her if I could put her on hold. She's like, "No, I don't want to be on hold," and I'm done talking to you. She hung up.
Oh, well, good
Final
job.
final
Thanks for
call
calling.
time was 29 and a half minutes.
That's
29 and a half, you will
This
never
literally
get back.
200% the amount of time it should have
Did you
taken.
get like a list that you can put her name on? And be
No,
like,
we can't do
"Oh."
shit. We just have to take it. And if
Right.
they find the call, they're not going to do anything with it. They'll still QA me. Like
Yeah.
they won't be easier on me. But as long as I hit my shit, they'll give me what score I deserve.
Sure.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like, that's so weird to me because, like, I guess it's a different kind of call center, but still, like, when I worked for the school as you know, I was in IT, so it's just like
Yeah.
if anyone had a problem with something, by teachers. or
Technically,
whatever,
that's what I'm at too. Or I
Yeah,
am too,
well,
so.
fair. But yeah, there was never someone who was just like outright unpleasant.
Yeah.
Which is weird. I talked to someone for an hour and a half trying to let him know where his address bar was.
Oh my god.
F6.
Like seriously, I think if he would have pressed that, he would have done something completely different.
That's fair.
Because
That's
I painted a picture of what his browser should look like.
This white rectangle.
And every single time, I was like, okay, www. dot, and then the address, and then press enter. And then he would be like, okay, so I've got Google.
You're going backwards, sir.
I'm like,
Okay.
you did, God. I couldn't do it. But he
Oh
was
my God.
really nice the
So
whole
when
time.
you stop and go,
Yeah,
okay,
like, that was
good,
weird.
now.
And the only people that were ever mean were the parents who couldn't access their children's accounts. Because I was like, we can't. the government says we can't.
Right.
We
Yeah,
cannot
we're not
allow you to
allowed
do
to do
this.
that.
I'm sorry.
And the only time is like, well, I never.
You hear a scoff
As he's like cleaning off his monocle.
Yeah, but that was it. That was it. There was no like, well, fuck you then. You get the fuck. I can't see what my son's grades are.
Cocksucker.
Yeah. Sir, I can't. I'm your hostile.
Going through a tunnel.
I'm gone.
You just start rubbing it on your beard, like, this is what a tunnel sounds like.
Oh.
And the comedy was like, what was that? It's like, I don't know. What happened?
He must have been going through a tunnel.
I think
It wasn't me.
Squirrels chewing through the tunnel.
Sir, I think you're going through it.
Maybe in my house. No.
No, I think I'm alright. Thanks.
You can do the whole.
No, I'm pretty sure I can't hear you.
You
Click.
even still just like,
Getting
sir,
further
you're
away.
do a couple of sounds.
I
and then
get.
I'm
trying.
I'm gone.
I'm gone.
Bye.
You even say that? I'm gone.
That
Oh, my.
sucks. Holy shit, man.
Yeah.
Oh
But
my
I don't do
God.
that anymore, so yeah!
Yeah.
Like, half an hour of this person, like,
Yeah,
I
just
wouldn't.
verbally abusing you.
Well, at the very least, it's literally the first time I've ever encountered it. Every other person I've ever talked to, even if they're frustrated, they'll be like,
Yeah.
I understand, it's not you. You're doing a wonderful job. Thank you for your help.
yeah.
I'm just... And at the very most, they'll be like, again, the same thing I just said, but they're like, but can I still, like, speak to, like, a supervisor or something?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, absolutely, man.
Go
I
for
am
it.
more
If you
than
want
willing.
to, sure.
Yeah. And I'll even tell them, like, they're probably going to tell you the same thing, and they're like, that's fine. I just want to talk to them. I'm like,
sure.
cool,
I just want to make
done.
sure, in case
Yeah.
there's something they can do. That
Exactly,
I
yeah.
washed my hands of it.
But her...
is fine.
I want to be done.
Oh,
my God.
I mean, but I guess there's just
Someone
people, so...
Did not take their medication. Their anti-hate pills. Oh my God.
What are they? Are they shaped in something?
They're like little hearts.
they have affirmations on them. Just like, you're awesome.
Oh, now I can hate that
I just see the
Now
little
I don't.
Valentine's.
Yeah, exactly.
Now I don't have to hate people today.
Thank God.
But she couldn't find
was-
them.
Such
then
a
she
monster
hated
without
that.
me.
All out. She
It
hated
just
mine.
spiraled.
I wasn't
Yelling
gonna
at
go to the
dogs
store to get a
profusely.
new one. There's no excuse for that.
Oh no, that's saying too much. Never mind. I was gonna say she's on Weight Watchers, right? Now I painted this picture of her in my head.
No, I should note, by the way, the opinions stated, this is important. My opinions are my own. They don't affect Weight Watchers.
I just wanted to paint
Oh,
the picture.
boo! You go corporate.
I have to. I don't want to lose my job.
I don't speak for Pizza Hut either.
Yeah.
Neither do I.
I am my old man.
I don't speak for anything.
Of course, most of the stuff I say regarding Pizza Hut here is pretty positive, so I can't imagine.
I guess
Well,
I'll
and the
say
main
I'm
things
just
you
not gonna
complain
talk
about
about
aren't the company. It's
the customers.
it's
Yeah.
and the same thing.
Well, and
with
This job would be great if it weren't for the
it
fucking
weren't-
customers.
you didn't have to
And that's
serve
like
people.
every retail job, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So
Yeah, it's like, man, this would be so much easier if I were giving sandwiches to robots.
If all I had to do was like take pizza and just drop it on doorsteps and just walk away.
like
some
slide it
weird
in a doggy
pizza
door.
newspaper.
You have no idea.
under the door.
Sometimes I get these like.
That's Emo's thin crust, man. Right under the door.
right under that door.
Sometimes I get these people. I don't know if they're like disabled in some way or if they're just like agoraphobic or whatever. But I like take an order and like on the receipt it's like leave pizza at doorstep, money on door. Those are the best runs of my life. I literally walk up to the front door. There's like an envelope attached to the door. There's like $20 in it and some extra for like a tip.
Yeah.
Set the pizza down, walk away. It's like
I should
if this
do
was
that.
the whole job,
Have you
I would
ever-
never leave.
Have you ever
yeah.
like backed up like 10 steps and just waited?
I've thought about it. I've thought about lingering in the driveway and kind of
You're
like.
just like staring.
No, that's the best because they come out, they get their pizza, like and then they look over and there's you.
Basically confirming their agoraphobia.
I've seen your face.
Is that what you did?
I'll be back for you.
Can't run from me.
I should start writing on the boxes like I see you.
Oh god.
Oh God! That sounds like it reflects very poorly on you.
Yeah, no, that wouldn't
Very
be
awesomely.
So awesomely.
good.
I should do that from now on.
I love those.
Just well,
That's totally true.
maybe I might have to sign for things because I order a lot of stuff online.
Subtract the human interaction, which is, of course, the
whole
vast
point.
majority of the job.
Yes.
And man, you'd be golden.
Oh, this.
But the world just isn't made that way.
That's why I can grow a beard, because I don't have to do it.
There you go. Look at you.
Which is great.
He gets to, you get to sit at a computer and I assume program or code or
I don't even.
most of the time.
What do you?
Yeah.
What
do you do?
What do you do?
I don't know.
People just
They
give me
pay
money.
me to sit at a
People
computer
just give me
and
exorbitant
just do
amounts
this.
of money for nothing. No, I mean, I just don't have any public-facing interaction at all.
Right.
Because we have PMs for that.
Yeah,
we
it's
have
not your
people in
fucking
the
job.
company.
We have people for that.
Yeah, now they're called client solutions.
That is the
that's
most PC
beautiful.
bullshit
Yeah,
I've ever.
but no, basically, I'm in the financial district's web design thing. So if there's a financial, I don't know, investor firm, whatever, CNN Money, Ameritrade, TD Waterhouse, anything,
Right.
we probably do stuff for them.
That's
And
crazy.
yeah, and we have just a fuck ton of clients, and we have to turn down people because we don't have enough people to do the work.
Wow.
So-
Well, that's
Now that being said, I love like the boss introducing someone as, like, this is Steven. He's our new client solution.
The client solution specialist.
He's gonna fix it all.
That's what they're called.
Yeah.
Client
Oh,
solution
specialist.
specialists.
I was just hoping they
I
could
told
have
him
a
just be
solution.
like, what do you do for a living? I am a client solution.
I'm a problem solver.
Tell me.
I am the part, and you are the solvent. And together, we shall make this reaction happen.
We will make a nuclear bomb.
But no, it's
That's
just,
still- yeah,
I just do coding for that. So I'm like the lowest of the totem pole. So it's like they pass it on to a director, and they pass it on to a senior developer, and
Shit
that
rolls
person
downhill.
passes it on to me, and I'm
Right.
just like, okay,
Numbers.
taka, 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 here you go.
It goes
Give me
back
the
up
money.
the tree.
And then I'm like, yes, money.
And you just goes,
Yeah, like that was a good day at work.
Excellent.
And yeah, it's just like, and they have like a fully stocked snack bar and shit.
I mean,
Like,
Nice.
yeah, it's like every soda and then string cheese and
I want
and,
string
and yeah, like cereal and bread and bagels and
Wow.
and,
A veritable palace of food.
Yeah, no
chips,
How the building is actually
chocolate,
made from
granola
bagels.
bars.
I should
It's,
put.
it's ridiculous.
I love having people just to interact with customers in our store. We at Pizza Hut we got phones in the store recently.
Yeah.
We stopped doing everything through the call center and started taking orders at the store as well.
Makes sense.
And for a while there, I was like, well, shit. Part of the reason I love this job is
You
the
don't
fact
have
that
to
I
do
don't take calls at Pizza
You
Hut.
had to do that in Northern Lights.
Because I had to do that at my last place, and that was literally the only bad part of that job. So we were getting phones in the store, and I was like, oh, God. So instead of teaching all of the drivers how to answer phones, they literally just hired people to do that.
Yeah.
And taught the managers how to do it. So the only people that answer phones are managers and people that we specifically hired to do that, and other meaningless stuff when the phones aren't on. So we have, like, who you would think would be like really friendly, sociable people to just interact with customers and take care of it and stuff. And we've got this girl, and she's really nice and she's funny and all that stuff. And she like takes phone calls and she's super nice on the phone. But if we're like busy or whatever, and the phone it just keeps ringing, she'll like hang up the phone and walk away. And then it rings again, and she's just getting into like a worse and worse mood. And it's the funniest thing ever. She's like, "Oh God, will the fucking customers just stop calling? Hi, thank you for calling." Hi. It's like you could watch her turn on a dime, and it's hilarious. Like you think
What
these
is
people
happening?
would get, for the customers would just be cheery all the time. It's like no, they're just like the rest of us.
No, that's-
they just turn it on a little easier.
yeah.
having the worst kind of hello.
One of the funniest things you can see happen that I've seen it 3 times at the place I work, and it's someone on a phone and you can tell they're pissed at the person they're talking to because you can notice you've gone through 3 calls now and they're on the same call, and also their
you
face
see
is just
everybody else working.
Yeah.
yeah, and like he said, their face is just angry, but the words coming out of their mouth are like it's very pleasant. Just like no, we're gonna get this fixed.
But
It's
the
gonna
red
be fine.
builds.
Yeah, and
It's
then
turning purple.
and what'll happen is the person will say something and you never know what it is because you can't hear it. But the person with the headset will hear it and then do some sort of dramatic motion, just like flipping a table or just like standing up and waving their arms, and their headset will come out of their computer,
Oh,
and
God.
the sound will start playing through the computer
Yes.
speakers. And the look on their face goes from anger to oh shit, like in like a half second, and then it's a crazed like maniac
Get into
movement
the
to pulling it back in.
Like a murderer's coming after you, and you have to get the keys to your apartment. Like,
It's not opening. Get into things. See, you mentioned that. I've gotten pretty good at like disguising my voice to make it sound like I'm awake.
Yeah.
But like I'm always be just exhausted. Like I'm a sub also on the side, which I've talked about several times in the podcast.
Yeah.
And I always get called at like 6:05 or anywhere from that, and I don't like waking up for that, but I will. And so I'll hear a call, and the phone will be ringing, and my face is just like pain, just being conscious, and then I pick it up and just, hello, how are you?
Yeah.
Did I wake you up? No, I've been up for hours.
3 in the morning. That's when I wake up.
I try my damnedest to fake that voice whenever my mom calls.
Yeah, same here. Same
and she's
here.
like, you just woke up, didn't you? I'm like, no, I've been up since like 9. And she's like, bullshit.
I'm just getting
You
back
are my
from
son.
running across campus.
I know what you sound like when you've just woken up.
And then those 2 seconds, you press the answer button and you're like,
I see her name on there. Like I wouldn't disguise it if it was you guys calling me. Like, yes.
Well, yeah, because
it's like my mom calling. I'm like, oh, okay, I've got to sound like I'm awake and responsible for a second. Hello. You just woke up, didn't you? Fuck.
What? I don't even.
and you're trying your best.
Fuck you, Mom.
But I mean, you are asleep and you're like, I'm fine.
No.
Forever.
And then they're like,
Are you drunk? No, come on. I'm fine.
I just woke up.
Why even put up the facade joke? Alright.
Go
Hey,
away.
you want
I'm convinced it's like that thing where, like, when you have a stroke, you say words, and like to you. No. This where's
this going?
Just let me finish. Okay.
What the
So
fuck?
I'm convinced it's like the thing where when you have a stroke and like you're having it currently, if you can still talk, you say words and it sounds correct to you, but people listening to you, it's just gibberish.
Or what is it?
I think word soup.
Is that the correct term?
Maybe.
Word soup?
I feel like
That's what I thought.
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah, so you think you're saying everything absolutely correct and you're not. So what I'm convinced of is it's the same thing to us when we put on the voice. We're like, hey, what's up?
I sound totally awake.
Yeah, but then on the other phone it's like...
Yeah, everyone else is here.
Well, really, the same thing applies when you're drunk, really.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm not.
I don't know what you guys talking about. This makes perfect fucking sense.
I was like, okay, good job, Andrew.
I'm not loud.
Yeah.
Let's get you
It's
to
like
bed,
that night we
buddy.
went to Barcade and we were walking around town. It must have been Halloween. And you were just drunk off your ass, and you just kept talking over and over, but nothing you said made any coherent sense.
I was told that I was very content to just talk to myself.
Yeah, well, and you were.
liked hearing
It's
the
not
sound
that you
of
were
your
saying
voice.
gibberish. You were saying real words, but you were putting them into sentences that made no sense.
They weren't real
didn't
sentences.
Yeah.
We were sitting in the back of my car when we were driving you home. We had to go through a checkpoint. And he was just talking. And Sonya and I had long since just blocked him out, and I kept catching pieces of it. And it didn't make sense because I was like, oh, I'm just catching pieces of it, that's why. And then I was stopped for like 5 minutes.
Like, I'm gonna
and so I started listening, and it was nothing. He went from video games to movies, back to video games, to Christmas trees, to Halloween, in the span of about 15 seconds.
He's talking without saying anything.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
I'm letting my brain flow out through my eyes.
I'm just turning off the filter and I'm just letting it go for a little bit.
It's just gonna come out of my nose.
And he was coherent enough to when we got to the cop, I was like, Ian, dude, you need to shut up for a minute, alright? And he was like, I can do that. And he was silent.
Well, that was the point when I blacked out.
Oh,
And I
okay.
stopped remembering anything.
Oh, that's
and then it was
your nose
3 o'clock in the
started
morning.
bleeding.
You were like,
and I was
oh.
in the shower.
Have we talked about Caitlin's icon night on here?
Oh, yeah, like twice now.
I think
We
I
talked
think
about
I heard
it.
it.
Yeah.
Where I had to,
When she was here, in fact.
Yeah.
Yeah, a few times she's been on the show.
Lost
But
episode.
I always remember like having to like hold her up as
Yeah.
we're walking down the road and be like, seriously, just for 5 seconds you've got to act like you're not practically falling down.
For God's sake. Help yourself.
I still don't know how
You
they let her into
two
that.
were at
list.
my 21st, right? I don't remember if you were.
I couldn't tell you.
I don't
Yeah.
think you were. I
I
don't think
don't
you were.
recall.
But you two were. And that was a little weird for me, because I don't remember like halfway through. I had way too much.
There comes a certain point where you wake up and you're like, oh, it's morning.
I just remember.
And then you try to just put the pieces together. And they're not there.
See,
No.
luckily that hasn't happened to me
Dude,
yet.
the last thing I remember was taking a triple
seems like a
tequila.
teleportation.
Yeah.
That's it. A triple
That's
tequila.
bad.
That makes a lot
I
of
do
sense.
remember certain things after I had gotten home, though. And I remember
Okay.
clapping a lot.
I'm here!
Like, let's do stuff.
No, I remember that. It was like a single clap, like, I feel the power.
Apparently I do that a lot when I'm really drunk.
Yeah, just
She's so excited.
But apparently, once I got home, this is like right after Diablo 3 had come out. I had logged Josh on.
You hadn't been
and
disappointed.
I've probably told
yet.
this story a million times already. But I logged Josh on to Diablo 3.
Yeah.
And then, like, I sat on the couch watching it for a while, and I was like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. And I got up, and the span...
clap also.
I'm going to the bathroom.
So the span of the space between my room and my bathroom is probably about 5 feet.
Did you make it?
And apparently between that space, I had taken off all of my clothes. I don't know how.
Well, if I'm gonna sit on the toilet, I gotta take all my clothes off.
Otherwise, how will I
might
be
as well be
comfortable?
Yeah. I don't know why.
I can't do this if my dick's not hanging out.
So wait, did he watch you just like
No,
derobe
he
yourself?
came in later to check on me because apparently I passed out in there.
Oh, okay.
And he's like,
Well.
he's naked.
Now you imagine him like going to find you, seeing the trail, leaning into the bathroom.
Oh no!
Is it
Jeremy.
Is it the same Josh that I know?
Yes.
Okay, I can just imagine because he can do like the super frown so well.
Yeah, we both, we were both like,
So I can just imagine him like walking through the door and going from like all like, hey Jeremy to
There's you like lying in the tub, all of you.
Bear to the world.
Paint me like one of
I doubt I was that coherent. I was probably being like, no, because I remember when I
like,
woke up. No,
Clap.
apparently, at one point, he had sat me back up, and then I was like, what is my life? And like banged my head against the wall.
Oh,
and then I was, like on purpose, like, ah!
Oh my god.
But then I was fine still. It was just kind of like, okay, Jeremy, you need to sleep.
are drunk.
Cool, man.
I'm going to leave you in here.
I was like, this was a great 21st.
I think I won.
I won because I had,
win 21st.
and I think, I'm pretty sure, recounting the rest of the night, like the pineapple incident, I think I had about 30 to 40 drinks.
Jesus
Of some
Christ,
sort.
man.
Of some sort. So, yeah!
What is
Well,
my life?
so, I guess now that we've hit our quotient for discussing bear to the world dicks,
Yes.
I think we can wrap up this episode.
Oh, hooray!
Our quotient of 1.
Of one.
One dick is
Just the
plenty.
one.
All right, you want to wrap it up? I think that's.
I mean, I'm.
Anyone have things worth plugging?
Yeah. Do we? I mean, I'm gonna.
I feel like I actually
leave,
have a thing today, but I don't remember.
Before I leave, Mitch, I'm gonna
Not
give you.
comics.
Yeah,
blog
I've been
information
eating
Not
so
comics
that
and coffee.
You can.
I've been
do what you
eating
gotta
it. Supposedly, sometime this month, we're going to start up Firefly, which we've been waiting till now. I've been getting a little bit nervous about it because we were, when we auditioned for it, it was just non-stop talking about it. And they threw out a script, and I was like, cool. And then it's just been dead quiet for like the last 2 weeks. And I just went, oh, please tell me this isn't going to happen like it did last year.
do.
But
Or it just doesn't happen.
where it just, last year they signed me up for it, and I'm like, I don't have a lot of time for it. They're like, it'll be fine. So I figured, okay. And then no one was talking about it, and no one seemed to know anything. So more and more time went by. I'm like, this is getting canceled. This is getting canceled. And it got canceled. Then a lot of new people were involved with this, and they're like, this is going to happen. And now that it's going quiet for such a long time
This
already,
is getting
I'm going,
canceled.
it's going to happen again. But if it doesn't, if it doesn't get canceled, we'll apparently have a show, I think, the end of this month for Firefly.
End of January.
Yeah,
Okay.
supposedly. I don't have many other theater plugins because I've been out of town for like a week, so
I get that.
yeah.
No Java plugins? No Adobe.
Java plugins.
Your ActiveX is running
Oh,
fine.
well, hold on a second. Buffering.
Buffer. Let me just.
Don't worry, give me another week and I'll figure it all out again.
No, yeah.
I guess I'll plug this again. I kind of meant to have the first episode up before we did this episode again, but c'est la vie.
La
vie.
Whatever.
Wait,
But yeah, we're gonna do another podcast where we talk about movies and shit, kind of in a similar format to Comics and Coffee. No idea what it's gonna be called.
We'll work on it.
Movies and muffins. or
We
something.
also need to
my
finish up.
God.
Let me know, and
We also need to finish
Movies
up
and
our radio script.
margaritas.
There you go.
There you go.
Our Nova.
Should we plug that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much progress we've. I mean, I know how much progress we've made.
Yeah.
I don't know how quickly we're going to make progress on
Right.
it, but Mitch and I are working on adapting the early issues of Nova,
Which are
Oh,
called
man.
A Man
I
Called
want to be a part of
Nova.
that too.
A Man Called Nova.
Don't tell him what it's for, though.
He's-
Don't spoil the surprise.
Yeah, he's a superhero, basically. And,
Hooray.
it's old.
Yeah,
comics.
it's really, really old.
It's like Flash
cheeseball
Gordon.
comics.
Oh yeah,
We're working on adapting that,
And it'll be fun.
and yeah. But we'll offer more details on that as it
the more we
comes
get done,
closer to completion. But that's something we're working on. Also, obviously, comics and coffee. We took a week off from that, much as the entire Work in Progress family basically took the week off for Christmas. There's
and
just
New Year,
yeah. Well, no, not necessarily New Year's.
Well, yeah,
It is New Year's
We're
Day.
recording on New Year's Day right now.
So, you know.
Yeah, not stopping us.
Yeah, I guess we didn't record last night when we normally would have, but this will still be out
We were
around the
busy.
same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you would have made it anyway, Mr. Tired Pants.
No.
So, but no, Comics and Coffee took a week off, just like Work in Progress did. We are going to record a new episode of that sometime very, very soon. Hopefully tomorrow.
Sounds good to me, man.
But if nothing else, by
Comics and Coffee.
Friday. But yeah, we've got books to talk about.
Yeah,
It'll
we
be a
do.
blast. So per usual, look out for Comics and Coffee towards the end of this week. And if you haven't listened to any of them, the first 3 episodes are up on the same page and in iTunes as this very show itself. So if you have any interest in comics and if you have an interest in coffee, there's probably nothing for you there either. But
Because we talk about that so much.
yeah, maybe we should.
I'm going to make a point to talk about coffee next
Maybe we
time.
should take like 2 or 3 minutes every episode.
Well,
to talk
really,
about coffee
shouldn't
a
it
little
be
bit.
that
I
you're
don't like
drinking
coffee.
coffee?
Yeah, I don't like coffee either.
No.
I mean, I love
And
coffee.
it's-
All we do is drink it on the show.
That's it. In its original incarnation,
Smooth.
the very first shot of what would have been the first episode was us
gonna
three
be
sitting
video.
at it was us three sitting at like a table, and we all had coffee mugs, and I was
And I think
pouring
only
beer
one
into
person,
mine.
Yeah, I think only one
So-
person out of the
There you go.
4 was actually drinking coffee.
And it was Chris.
It
the
was-
responsible
yeah, it was
one.
Chris.
And it was Chris. Everybody else was like beer or water.
Drinking
so-
alcohol out
Being
of their
like,
coffee.
this is good
Irish
coffee.
coffee.
And it was like 2 in
Oh,
the
yeah.
morning, or not morning,
Irish
afternoon.
coffee
Like 2
without
in
the
afternoon.
coffee. Just whiskey.
So, all right, so yeah, that pretty much do it for Work in Progress episode 20, whatever.
Alrighty.
Let's start on my left again, I guess. So,
Ian.
Andrew.
Jeremy.
Mitch!
Wait. Because he's not here. Shout out to Jake's mom.
shout out
Shout out to
Jake's
mom!
Yeah,
to my mom.
We hope you had a lovely Christmas.
Yes.
I'm sorry you had to hear my awful nude story.
At least you didn't have to see it.
In fairness, she had to hear me say the word cunt. So, you know.
times.
All of
Yeah,
us.
a few-
And then again.
And then again.
Right now.
So, yeah, and as always, I'm Jake. We will see you guys next week with a brand new episode. Stay
Thank
tuned.
you, Jeremy. For
Oh, yes,
being
and
on.
thank you, Jeremy, for
Yay.
the pretty toys and being on. We will see you guys later. Bye.